What's up, Journeyers? I'm Damien, your eccentric sulk, your host for today, where we're actually testing some body armor. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. We're gonna go through a couple things here today. We just got this Vism plate. This is a polyethylene plate weighing 3.5 pounds or so. We're gonna shoot this a couple times today. It's gonna be a good time, actually. First up, we're gonna run some 9mm, then 10mm, then 5.56, and then 308. The 9mm is gonna be 115 grain ball out of a Glock 19. And then we're running some 180 grain American Eagle flat nose first through the 10mm. Got a G20C here. Juicy. After that, we're running some 124 grain copper spun projectiles from Fort Scott. That's gonna be some wicked stuff. Then we're gonna move over to 20-inch A4 over here. We're using the 20-inch because that's gonna give us the most velocity in a standard small arms carbine anyway, instead of using a 10.5-inch like in an AR pistol or a 16-inch standard carbine. We're gonna use the 20-inch, get the most velocity, and if it stops that, then you know you're good underneath there from everywhere else. So we're gonna start with some wild stuff. This is made by Hornady here. This is 35 grain NTX. This is some nasty stuff, 4,000 feet per second. We're gonna start with that, 35. Then we're gonna move up to 55 grain. This is a standard M193. And then we're moving up to the M855, just the tip. After that, then we're gonna move over to the SR25. And here we're gonna be running some 150 grain American Eagle FMJ boat tail. So we're gonna shoot 2 of those here down on the bottom right, and we'll see how this all pans out. You're gonna be along for the ride. We haven't shot it, obviously. You can see this is totally unscathed, and we're gonna learn together. So let's dive into this. Let's get some ears on, eyes on, and let's see what we can do with this plate. This is gonna be a ton of fun.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
All right, here we go. 7 yards, and let's see here. Glock 19. 115 grain, it's American Eagle ball. Pretty standard. Let's see how this goes. I'm excited. You guys excited? All right. A little left here. We can't see the back for any deformation. I can feel them. I can feel that one. I can't feel that one though. But I can feel this jacket's right here. Anything?
There's
some
slight deformation.
There is a little bulge in the back. Heck yeah. Look at that juicy pig, huh? Glock 20C. Friggin' ported. 10mm, the best millimeter. First up is gonna be the 180 grain American Eagle flat nose, and then underneath it is the 124 Fort Scott copper spun TUI. All right, 7 yards once again. Those 124s got way more to them. Let's check that out. Oh man. All right, back at it again. We moved the plate away. We're at 36 yards now. Check out Vigilance Elite for 36 yard zero. Pretty sick. We've got the A4 here, 20-inch like we already mentioned, doing this for velocity purposes. Up first is the 35 grain NTX by Hornady, then M193, and then the M855. So. Oh, man. All right. That's at like 11 o'clock in that circle. That's like same hole. You got my tether, Mr. Tetherman. a little long for me, you know. I'm just a wee lad. Dang. I don't know about that. Makes me change my mind a little bit. Here you go. Oh geez, we need more tape. Oh, that's clean through. SR25 Intacto Billet AR10 here. 150 grain American Eagle. These are just FMJ bow tails. As you just saw with the 5.56, I don't have a lot of hope for that plate with these, even though they're only 150 grain, but we're gonna figure it out. Well, not quite zeroed. So I thought my first hit was high and right, so I aimed low left for the second shot. Looks like it was low and right. I mean, that's still on the plate. I mean, so, you know, it should still work, but I mean, that's not a good day. That did not do its job. This is level 3 plus. It states that it's multi-hit capable with 7.62 by 51, but this is not an NIJ plate. And that's why we're doing this testing on it, because I mean, these things were exceptionally affordable. So that's where like, hey, well, let's try them out, see if they work, see if they're worth it. We're gonna try this again. That was kind of a glancing blow, maybe not quite so fair to it. And it didn't actually go through the plate. It glanced off, like we said. So we're gonna take another crack at it. Once again, 150 grain American Eagle. That's not very nice to that. Okay, I see the impact right in the S. No, I think that's just the split between the I and the S. I don't think that was the impact. I can't tell, but let's go find out. Let me clear this. Okay. So, no penetration. Okay, well, I'm glad we gave that another try, because it's a little bit more reassuring. I mean, that's a lot of energy. That's still really gonna suck, but so here's our impact. And that's our deformation on the back.
What about that little guy?
Oh, that little guy. I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
All right, so we're gonna revisit it with the A4 55 grain. Just kidding. 5.56 here. We've got a 35 grain NTX first, and then the 62 grain M855 second, because that was the only ones that we had penetration with, and we're thinking maybe because we put shot right on top of shot that, like, you know, one weakened it and the other one finished it. So now we remarked the target. We're gonna do 35 grain up in the top of the chest. Sorry, that was probably really loud for you listening. And then we're gonna do the 62 grain down in the belly a little bit more, so.
When you went through. That's ugly.
Ooh. All right, so this is the 35 grain. Threw it a little high and left. That's the NTX made by Hornady. Pretty wild. And then there's the impact for the 62 grain. This one looks a lot more volatile on the surface. There's obviously significant bulge here that we're not really seeing with the 62 grain. Let's cut this off. Yeah, let's check this out. All right, so we're coming back here just to get out of the wind a little bit better. So 35 grain NTX, 62 grain M855 here, and these are the two bulges accordingly. 35 grain NTX, pretty nasty, but it's that 62 grain M855. All right, so we're closing out. We didn't even talk about the
bow body.
This is just, you know, obviously a little bit of redneck science here. We're just shooting out at the farm. Nothing super scientific about this at all. But this tells us a lot, at least us here witnessing this and experiencing this right now, that sometimes the armor or ads in general that pop up on the side of your social medias may not pan out. I would consider this pretty safe for pistol caliber for sure, and then everything but M855. And I mean, we didn't even get into like SS109s or like the 992s, 996s, like with the tungsten cores. Obviously, if the M855s are doing this, anything with tungsten is going to be worse. But I mean, stop 55 grain, but rifle stuff is getting to be a little excessive for this plate. How much were these?
$177.
$177 on Optics Planet. And like we mentioned before, these are not NIJ certified, so that's what we're trying to do here to see if it's really worth the bang for the buck on this one here. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. You decide whatever you want. We're not advocating for this at all. We're just essentially running through this and just getting some video footage for it. So thank you all for joining us. Welcome back. We've missed you as well. We're going to be doing some more outdoor filming. It's nice now. It's not miserable, and we can do some shooting, and we're going to get back to that. So thanks for being here. Consider liking, commenting, subscribing. Let us know what you think about this, guys, if we should shoot more of this stuff or not. Maybe try some helmets in the future as well. Not quite sure, but you take care, be well, check your chambers, and stay free, everyone. We'll see you next time.